Okay, yeah, busy day. Doing the new in-ground pond and getting that set up. And it's been a good day so far. Still got loads left to do, but I'm going to show you what I'm doing now at this point in the project, so you have an idea of what way I've got everything set up before I start closing stuff off. So this is what we've got. Now it's off the edge of the deck, and basically I was like, right, I've been working on fencing and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what, while I've got this bit here kind of closed off a little bit, because a buddy of mine was kind of swinging through the area and he stopped by and I got him to give me a hand lifting up a couple of sheets of 18mm ply that I'm using up on the roof, because this whole section is getting boxed in. So I was able to get a hand lifting those up. I put in a little bit of a skylight and everything, so we're in business there. We've got light coming in here. I've got plenty of supports. I was able to climb out. Now I need to add more supports. These guys here, I need to add some more uprights, some more joists going out, and then I will into the corners and all, and then I'll be able to get the last thing that's going to go up there is going to be another sheet of this stuff. I won't be putting any more wood down the end because I want to keep it nice and bright, because if I have any sort of filtration, it'll be around this area here where I'll have access to it there, and I want it to be nice and bright if we're growing plants and stuff and that, because you know me, I do love a wetlands bog filter. So what I've done is I've got a couple of these guys here, and I put down some concrete. Now I haven't drilled them in yet. I'll do that shortly. Actually, I'll do that shortly. But I got a couple of 4x4 inch posts, and I put them on all of the four corners. These guys are not fun to sand or cut through, I'll tell you that much, but they're good and solid and sturdy. And then what I've done is I've gone all the way around with 6x1.5s, so like joists. And then I've gone around the bottom. I've got two of them there with a 4x1.5 wedged in between them, and I've basically locked in all the four corners. I'm going to put another one on the bottom here and on the bottom here. I don't need to worry about it on this side because we've got our the decking was built with this in mind, so I've been able to screw into the sides of the uprights that I've put in behind the decking, and that's locking it on the front. And what I'm doing here is I'm adding in a couple more 4x1s in line with the posts over here, and what I'll be doing is I'll basically be putting the panels, like 8x4 sheet panels, all the way around the inside of this, and I'll have a nice big cavity here for some insulation then as well. So I'll probably put rock wool down on the inside of it because mice won't go in and out of there. It's nice and warm, and maybe some sheets of thermal board down on the bottom, the same sort of stuff actually that you use if you are doing your floors, and you can pour concrete and stuff over them. So it'll be the same thing as that, and I'll line the inside of it, and we'll get this all sorted. But yeah, I've got a couple more bits I want to do tonight. I want to get the posts going out here and get the support, because I don't want that dipping down any further. And basically all I've done here is I'll pop out. This is not in its final form, but I've just put down this plastic sheet here for now, and I've got that in place and screwed down. And then what I'll be doing is I'll be getting a better sheet that I can put down and cover the whole thing in. But it's doing for now. I just wanted to waterproof everything, and I've just used some of this aluminium foil tape along the edge, so I have it over the top nice and tight all the way along. That was no fun, I tell you that much, and sealed, so water won't wick up in behind from the gutter, and if it comes, it just rolls down and it's going to go off the end. And then I'll get my sheet of perspex or my polycarbonate in down the end, and once I have the polycarbonate in place, then I'll be able to, I'll get the other plastic, and then I'll be building a little bit over the corner there as well and be extending this out. So that's why I have the post over there. I'll be extending it out past the front door because I want to enclose off the whole area here and get this whole area sorted. So I'm going to be putting in now another section of decking down here, but lower down, and that's going to be all boxed in as well, with a bit of roof over it. So some areas again will have sheets and some areas of wood, and some areas will have some of the polycarbonate. Polycarbonate's just an awful lot more expensive than the wood, but I want to let in as much light as possible, so polycarbonate over the door and window anywhere there, like where there's, an area, and then it'll just be a little step down, probably something along the lines of the level of this, maybe even a tiny bit lower, and maybe just put like a little step and then this whole area here, and that's grey water shore, so we need to be able to access that. So I'll be making a kind of an area in the deck and that I can get in and out of there, yeah, and get this all closed off. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get back to the pond. I've got I got a couple more of these guys here that I want to put in, so I'm going to go doing that now and basically just lock up these, because these here, there was loads of flex in these, and now there's nothing because it was just a span, and now they can't move. I can't move this structure at all. This is one of the more solid things I've ever built. There's loads of decking screws in it, holding it together. She's absolutely solid. And then the plan is to put a window in. I was going to go with a big huge window if I could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go with one of the windows that I have available, and yeah, I was hoping to go with a really big window, but I don't think I'm going to, just because, well, look, we'll see. I could try fill this space here, because the windows are amazing. The windows are super fun. And then what I was thinking was put a couch in there. I was actually thinking about getting a little mini stove and putting it up through the roof there. That's why I went with board over that side, and there's a sheet of perspex there. It'll give me the option of doing that in the future for just keeping this warm over the winter. But yeah, we'll see. I could end up going full window the whole way across here, but I just have to double check some measurements, because I have a tank that I could use the glass off, I think. But I just want to make sure. I wouldn't use the full thing, because I think there could be some flex in the glass, and I would not sleep at night if I thought that there was any sort of a chance of the glass breaking. And it is different when you're putting glass against stuff as opposed to glass stuck with silicone. And the way the forces act on the sides is a little bit different. You create pressure points on the glass as opposed to the glass uniformly having pressure. Well, it's not uniform, it's greater at the depths, but the edges don't have like a pressure point as such. So yeah, anyway, so that is, we'll see. And then what I'm going to do is, for the rest of the outside, I've got 7x1s. I'm just going to put them along the outside. I don't need any more 6x2s other than like the ones that I'm going to put around the bottom, and that's this one here. I'm going to cut that and get it on the bottom left and right, and I don't need any more 6x2s. It's strong enough already. Like, this thing won't burst now. It's incredibly strong. And then what I'll do is I'll get a couple of 2x4s and I'll run them from here across to there, and basically once I screw them into each other, it's going to be really nice and tight here, so there's no way that the bottom of it will bow. But there's no way it's going to bow now anyway, not with the 4x4s, the 6x1.5s and the 4x1.5s. It's really strong. This guy at the bottom, basically I had I had to drop it here. That's not the level board, because there is a slope on the ground, so this board here is level and everything above it is level. That's the one that I worked off. And then this guy here, it's dropping off a tiny bit. So what I might do is I might just lift this one up and meet the edge, and then on the outside then just run a 7x1 just there at the very bottom, and just fill in that little gap down the very bottom. But basically this board here is locking in, it's just locking in these guys here into each other. And I'll do the same on here as well. I'm going to put the 6x2 on the outside along there and lock it in, so the bottom of that post will be locked in here. There's no way. Like, I mean, this is quite deep. Dimensions wise, we're 2 meters front to back and 2.6 meters this way, and we're good 5 foot deep. The depth is the really important part, because if it was only this deep, it wouldn't matter. I could do this with, like, I mean, you glue matchsticks together and get away with it, but when you go deep, you need to have the extra strength to it. But this is going to be a beast, an absolute beast. And so yeah, I'm going to get back stuck into that, and I'll show you over here, because I've got a couple of, this is the in-ground pond right here, and you might be able to see we got a couple of baby goldfish in there. Bunch of them down here. There's actually 54 fish in there now, but this is about 6,000 litres total volume, so it goes down really far. It's at least the same depth as that other pond. Yeah, it's a good size. I'm happy with it. and there's a big trench that runs through top to bottom. So I've got my little chair. I'll make that wider, I think, and just for comfort. And the plan is get a nice little chair, be able to sit down here, chill out. That light, I just need to extend that out a little bit and point it, extend the cable because it's coming out here, and extend it so that I can put it sideways and have it hanging down and illuminate the pond. And it's cool because it actually emphasizes the trench a little bit when it's shining across it. I'd like to get a light for here as well and shine it down. There's usually a couple of fish down here now. You can see all the Ginny Joes. That's these fluffy things. Got seed pods on here as well. Get rid of those. But there's usually fish in here. Water temperatures at the moment, a lovely 15.5 degrees. It's quite pleasant. But yeah, these little floofy guys. It's been like snow here. It's been crazy the last 2 days. And it's funny because it really makes it much more difficult to see through the water. But you know what, it's probably helping the fish all settling and everything. They're loving it. Like, they keep on swimming from the far end down and up and down, and once one kind of starts moving, the rest all follow. It's awesome. And one of my favourite things about this entire setup is that we've got the forest right here, trees and stuff. It's all nice. But yeah, I want to have the window here because I'll be putting some chairs over here in the corner, so I want to be able to sit here and look out and enjoy them while I'm having my food or if I'm working on the computer or anything like that. But also, we've got our sofas here, which I'm going to be upholstering soon. I have a double mattress that I'm actually going to be cutting up because this area here, I can take that bit back there. That's why I have a little notch cut out there. I can take this, put it down there, and that becomes a double bed. But this area here, I think there's one biscuit left. I'll have that in a minute. I had an office chair here, but I have it in my office now at the moment. I love this. You can actually sit up here and chill out. Just watch the fish. And at night, it's awesome. It's cool. It's really fun. Just watching the guys from up here. It'll be good when I get those Ginny Joes clear so I can actually see in. I'm going to get a couple of bigger fish as well. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, we're getting there now. There's a nice... The view is nice. It's all starting to grow in there. But like Jurassic Park there now at the moment. So yeah, I can live with that view. But yeah, that's the in-ground pond, and I'm really happy with that so far. Like, we've got our little mister here, we got some fairy lights, we got fairy lights along here, fairy lights all the way down, and there's a fallen tree down there as well, and fairy lights along that. So, and the wetlands bog filter, it's all lit up at night and everything. So I'll get more lights in, it'll be a bit more fun. This is the floor that I put in. Oh, goodness gracious. So I cut this out of plywood sheets, all different sizes, sharp for the edges, they're all 6 inches wide. And I tacked them in with a little silver tack so you can just see one there. Decided to show the hardware for fun. And why not? And oh goodness, working on a kitchen now at the moment. I got the sink installed, but I need to get all the hardware put in underneath. There's going to be sliding doors on this hob. I'm going to be putting in a water filter under the sink as well. And then I have hardware coming, so there's going to be drawers, full extension drawers coming out here. And then underneath here, I'm going to do 1 or 2 little cutouts because there's going to be drawers we'll be able to extend out, and really heavy duty hardware that we can do that. Oh, and my office has its own little pond because why have 2 ponds when you can have 3? So yeah, this is a little trough pond, and this is going to be this is going to be my plant well. I'm still waiting to get cocoa bark. I want to fill all these, get my plants in, but everything that's in here so far is doing really well. There's a couple in here that are just placeholders that are going to be getting moved out, the likes of this guy, and there's some little big parts there as well, but I doubt they'll be getting moved out because they're poisonous. They wouldn't do in this system. I'll do a big water change on this. I just have some water in it for now. I'm taking out more plants and stuff like that, and we have a couple more plants here because more plants. And I broke this, so I'm gonna have to fix it. It's kind of yeah, gonna have to fix that, and I'm gonna have to fix Stormbreaker. And I got this as a present the other day. I'm really happy, really excited about that. My floor is a herringbone finish I made from cutting up sections of 2x4 and put it into the herringbone pattern, and then I Shosugi band burnt it, and then I done resin over it, and well, then I just put a mat over it for now anyway. But yeah, this is about 70 litres, And the idea is I'm going to have a pump here. It's going to pump water up, and it's going to be some job getting it to flow through all these, but I'll get that set up. That'll be a bit of fun. Oh, and we've even got a little cloud roof. I think I've got one of them plugged in anyway. Let me see. Not that one. That one. Yeah, we've got our little cloud roof there as well. And this is actually, I'm going to move this over a little bit because it's just interfering with that. But that's for this. This is like a hanging chair, and I have a couple of spots where I can actually hang this up around the place. One of them is going to be outside, but just a couple of hooks, and you can sit there and chill out. So I can just move the chair, sit there, watch TV. It's pretty cool, pretty fun. And then we have the light up above. I'm going to get a color change in light for in there so I can change that color. But I think it looks like a nice little sunburst coming through. But yeah, that's the little mini indoor pond for the office there now. And yeah, it's a bit of fun. Yeah, the clouds can go all different colours and all that kind of jazz. I don't know. I'm not really, not really into that, but it's a bit of fun. It's just a bit of crack. But yeah, I just wanted to give everybody an update on how we're getting on back outside. It's a great thing about tiny houses is you get from one place to another really quickly. It's just a pity that it's a tiny house because it's tiny. But yeah, these guys are happy. If we can get this finished, I'll be happy. So I'm going to keep going with this. I haven't got my liner for it yet. I'll get my final measurements and then I'll order it. And hopefully I can get some quick enough. I know I can get some locally now actually, for a tiny bit more than probably what it costs on Amazon, delivered from Germany. So I can get that really handy really quickly. But yeah, I want to get it all set up and insulated and stuff first. So I'll get it done, get my internals measured, and I'll get a couple of sheets of ply for the inside of it now, and I'll see if I need any more insulation to fill the gaps, because we've got a nice gap here for insulation. And then I have the 7x1 inch boards here that I'm putting along the outside. They will cap all around the outside of it as well. But before I do that, I need to get more uprights in. I'm going to do all that now, but that's it. That is a look at kind of the skeleton of what's going to be a pond, with a little canopy over it. And yeah, we're getting there. Talk to you later. Bye.